Okay, the LEGOMAN arm, and I apologise now for my voice, but hopefully that might loosen up the more we go through. Now, there may be some dimensions missing from your drawing, but I'm sure all the essential ones are there. So what we need to do is actually use this planar surface here to create the arm on. Or you can do it independently from the data that I've given you, but to conform to the master build we'll stick with this one. So everything starts with a sketch. Okay, click that planar surface, and obviously I've got that circle bit there. I'm going to draw in a rectangle, using that rectangle to roughly the size that I want. Okay, and then I'm going to put a centre line in roughly from about there down and make sure that it is defined. Of course it's gone black because I've gone there. I'm then going to press the space bar and then go normal 2. And if you remember rightly, if I click on that one there, then click on the centre line and then click on that line and then make symmetric. Now I need to give that a dimension. Now you'll notice from the book it's 5.4, so smart dimension. Now I could click on that line, come out here somewhere and put in 5.4. Okay, and that comes in quite nicely. Now I know that from that point there to that point there is 9.7. So, and I also know that from there to there is 7. That is not on your list on the drawing at the moment, but just bear with me and I'll show you. So I'm just going to put dimension from there to there and then put that in at 7. Okay, and then I'll do another dimension from there to there. Well, actually I don't need to do that. I can now just dimension that line there at 9. Okay, there is something wrong. I did that not quite right because it's come down below. So perhaps that there is 5. Let's put it down at 6. There we go. That's a better shape. So we'll do that. Okay, I'm now going to go to features. I'm now going to go to extrude boss base. Okay, and that needs to come out 4mm. Change that to 4. Okay, and make sure it's not merged, and then give that a green tick. Now if I've made a mistake there, which I think I actually have, I can go back in a second and actually change it, but the actual length is right, but the actual proportions may be slightly different. So the next thing I need to do, what I'm going to do first, is actually put in another plane, and this is for reference only. So if I go to reference geometry, go to plane, and I'm going to do it on this point here. So from there to there, you'll see why later on. Okay, so I've got that plane in there because I need to get a center line off that later on. So that's fine. So that plane is in. So I'm going to put this angle in here now. So easy way to do that is go to sketch. I'm going to do on that surface there, and I'm going to draw a line from that corner up to somewhere up there. Doesn't matter where it is at the moment. Press the space bar and I'm going to go normal 2. Now I know that the angle that I need to get is 11.65. So go to my dimension bar, go from there to there. Okay, and then just change that to 11.65. And if I go to features and I go to extrude cut, okay, that's going to take everything down that way. I actually want to go thin feature and out that way, and if I just extend that a little bit, it will cut off all of my part. So I've now got the bare bones of that arm. Alright, before I go anywhere else, I'm going to go and put that fillet in. Thank you, Arthur. What's the matter? You're not going to speak to me. You're going to be quiet, I hope. No, obviously not. Just 1 second. Okay, I need to put a radius on there. Now the radius is actually half of the 5.4, so 2.7. So if I just put in there 2.7, okay, and I just want that line there. I want that line there. Now make sure that it's on symmetric and it's circular, because if you don't have it on there, it can actually cause other problems. Later on you'll see why. So there we've got a nice rounded part there. And what do I need to do now? I'm going to put the radius on the outside here. Now I normally have that down at 1mm, but I think it looks better round. So you can change this about, but I'm just going to put that fillet on. Okay, it's gone right round there. I'm actually just put that at okay, let's just keep that there. Actually no, I'm going to just put a 2mm. Actually makes it look quite better. Okay, on that one there. Right, so I've got all that part. I now need to do the lower arm, and this is where it starts to get a bit complex. So I need to bring in my other plane here to get this right. So I'm just going to go up to the eye up here and click on there to show my planes, and you can see plane 8 is there. So how do I do this? Being on the side, it starts to get a little bit complex. Okay, so what I want to do is go to sketch. I'm going to pick plane 8. Okay, and I'm going to draw a center line from about there out to here somewhere. Okay, I have not defined it in any way, but I want that point there. If I can do it, I'm actually going to hide some other stuff here. I'm just going to hide that body. Okay, I'm actually going to hide everything else. That leg, and that leaves me with the arm. So it just makes it a little bit easier for me. So I could draw a line off there, but I've got a center point there. So if I click on there, click on that there, it doesn't do it. Just 1 second, let's try again. So I want that line there, and this is up there somewhere. Let's just make that. If I've got a midpoint, make midpoint. There we go. So I've got a point there, and it's not going to go anywhere. I know that the angle of that arc from there is 225. So if I go smart dimension, click on there. Now I'm going to click on this back one here. Okay, and that should be 225. Okay, I've gone the wrong way. Should be the opposite way. Let me control that Z there. Easiest way to do this is actually just to go to sketch. Just draw another line from that point straight up. Okay, perfect. And then just do a smart dimension from there to there. Okay, let's just delete that one, and just go smart dimension from there to there, and 225, so we went far out. Okay, and I also know that that length there is 7mm. So just go to smart dimension. Okay, now watch very carefully, because I've got to put another plane in to get the round bit. So if I go to features, go to reference geometry and go to plane. Now I click on the line and I click on the end point of the line, and there's my plane. So give that a green tick. I now go to sketch, and I want to do a circle. And if you look at your drawing, you'll see that that circle okay, is 4mm in diameter. Let's go to the smart dimension, go to 4mm in diameter, 4, change, there we go. On that one there, that does actually look a little bit too big, but let's go with it for now. Now come out of that, because now we've got to do is use the features and the loft command. Well, okay, we'll try it this way, but it may not do it. So we've got that sketch there, do that there, it has done it, so that's fantastic. And then guideline we don't need. I could use that centre line and just give it a green tick, and then we've got the lower part of the arm. So next thing to do is again sketch, highlight that area there. I don't know if I've done this or not. No, I haven't. Okay, so I come out of that sketch. Okay, go to sketch. I want to pick on that one there, which again is plane 9, and I want to draw a circle in the centre of that there. Okay, and I'm on that centre line. I know that, but if you want to make sure you can make it concentric, so smart dimension on there. Now I know the diameter of that is 2.4. Okay, so slightly smaller, and go to features, and I want to extrude boss base, extrude cut, I apologise, in there, and that depth is good question. I think it's 3mm. It can be changed later on, but put it in at 3 or whatever it says on your sheet. I'll update that for you. Okay, so now I've actually done that, so that's almost your arm complete. However, we need to do a joining bit in here, so just for now I'm going to get rid of those planes just to clear things up again. So what I need to do is draw a circle on this part here. So if we go to sketch on that face there, and start with, I'm going to draw a circle on there. Now I couldn't find the centre of that, partly because of the radius we put on, but I'm just going to click on there and actually make concentric, so I know it's in the centre of that. Now the dimension of that, if you look on the drawing, okay, the inner dimension is 4. So to start with, I'm going to go to smart dimension, do that one out at 4mm. Now you could reference this off the body part as well and actually make it concentric, but this is probably a little bit easier for you. Okay, and then go to features, and I'm going to go extrude boss base. Now I know that that's 1.4, or I could do the whole length and draw the next bit, but I'll put it in at 1.4. Okay, and give it a green tick. Okay, so that's the main part of that done. I'm then going to do the top part. Go sketch again, sketch. I'm going to pick that face, and I am going to sketch from that circle out, slightly bigger because I know it is, and I know I've picked up on the centre this time. I'm going to give it a smart dimension of diameter 4.2, so it's 0.2 bigger than the other bit, so 4.2. Okay, and features, I'm going to go extrude boss base, and this time, okay, if I can't do the mass, I'll just do the nice little trick. Okay, so what I'm going to do is 3.4 minus 1.4. Okay, that's just if you can't find the calculation and you see it's joined. Fantastic. Now I'm going to put a quick fillet on that outer one, and I know that that is 1mm. Okay, and I might as well do the chamfer while I'm here. Okay, so just click on the fillet, go to chamfer, and then click on that point there and change that to 0.2, and you'll see the preview, it does it for you. Okay, so I've now got that there. I now just need to put a hole in this center. So go to sketch, sketch on that face there, draw a hole, going to bring that out, and that hole is actually 0.9. So just do it roughly there. Smart dimension out to there, and do that at 0.9. Okay, sorry, it's a radius of 0.9, so that should be 1.8. Okay, perfect. And then go to features, and then go to extrude cut. Okay, and that depth to go in is, and I think I've got it on the drawing. No, I don't. But the dimension there is approximately 1.5 millimeters. So do it in 1.5 to cut, and then give it a green tick. And there we have my hole. Now, from your drawing, you'll see there's actually a slot in here. And this just allows, when you clip the arm in, a little bit of flexibility. So if I just press, actually, I did actually, no, fine, carry on, forget it. If I press the space bar and go normal 2, okay, you'll notice that that actual angle, it's not on the drawing or my drawing at the moment, but it could be on yours later, it's 45 degrees. So I'm going to sketch, okay, and I'm going to pick that, just the outer ring surface, and I'm going to draw a centre line from the centre there out at approximately 45 degrees. Okay, so smart dimension, click on that line, click on that line, and just change that to 45. I don't think the angle actually really matters here, it just makes it look a lot neater. Okay, and I'm then going to take my line tool, and I'm just going to draw a line about there to there, and then I'm going to draw a line from there to there to there to there. This is just rough. Okay, I didn't actually need to do that line, so let me just delete that. Let me just go to trim and extend. It won't do it because it's not long enough, so just pull that up a little bit more. Go to extend. There we go, perfect, and I can just trim that off. Now, holding the shift key down, select the outer line, that line, center line, and the outer line again, and just make parallel. Because that is defined, it will make it parallel automatically. Okay, all I need to do now is on that line, I'll make that coincident with that line. Okay, and if I again hold the shift key down, select that center line and that outer line, I've lost my selection. Okay, try again. Hold shift key down, select that line, select that line, and select that line. Okay, and make symmetrical, and then give that a dimension of 1 millimeter. There we go. And all I need to do now, I'm not too worried about that being undefined because I know what's happening. Go to features, extrude cut, and you go down by 2.2 millimeters. So change that to 0.2. Okay, I've got to select what I'm cutting. No, that's fine. What was the warning there for? It's gone now. Okay, 2.2. Okay. Now, the reason that is, if you see the mistake there, it's just this here has not gone far enough. So, not to worry. Just highlight the inner circle, right hand click, go to edit feature, and do the same. Change that from 1.5 to 2.2. Okay, and that problem should be eliminated. There we go. Perfect. If you really wanted, okay, I could do exactly the same again. Go to edit feature, and rather than actually put a figure in, let's just go up to surface and then just click on that surface there, and that makes it a little bit deeper. That's maybe a little bit tidier. So you can experiment with that. So that basically is the arm done, apart from a few little fillets. So if I just go to fillet there, 1 millimeter, and I'll just mark on that one there, and let's just bring it round. Okay, let's just give it a tick for now, and let's just do that once more. Sometimes it just doesn't like doing bits and pieces to do that size. Oh, there we go. It just tunes it up. So that's the sort of mark you can have. When it comes to render, you won't notice that. So just one last thing before we go. I've got the claw to do, which will be in the next video. If I just bring these other parts back in, so you can see how well it actually affects. The other thing also, if I go onto the section tool, and if I just select the body I don't want to section, which is the arm, okay, you can see how that fits in to that space that you've done already. Now you'll notice there is a mistake here, which I can correct, is in terms of this here is not concentric to that there. So to actually rectify that mistake, let's see what we can do. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back in a little bit of history. So just pick that bar up, let's go up to that there, and let's go up to that there, and go into there, go to sketch, go to edit sketch. Right, can we see our problem? That's 6mm. It should be in the center of that there. Okay, let's just check. Actually, it's not there. Let's come out of that. Let's come down. It's when I put that boss in. It's when I put that in. So let's just go to edit sketch on that one. Now you'll see how far out I am. So that actually needs to be moved down. So let's just click on that there, see there. Let's just turn that off. Let's just do that and that. Sorry, missed it there. That and that, and let's make that concentric. Let's come down slightly. Give it a green tick, and we are back in. Yes, that's perfect. So be careful on what you do there, but I'm actually more than happy with that. However, I've got something out here now, so what's happened there? Move that down, so it just go to show you change one thing and it changes something else. Let's have a quick, let's just go back in incremental steps. It's this last one here. So what has done that? Okay, I'm not sure. I'm just going to hide this for the moment. Let's just go back to that one. Okay, let's come back in. I know that was a previous drawing, so I apologise for that. Okay, that's why I've got this history down here. You shouldn't have that. It should be blank from there onwards. So I shall call it a day for that video. Next up will be the claw.